Bukayo Saka is overrated. He's having a bad season. He's not a star boy. Shut up, man. The guy's lit. Let me show you why Bukayo Saka is a madness, and he's en route to being a truly, truly amazing footballer and going down in Premier League, Arsenal, and English football history. Let's get into it. Wow. So where do we start with Saka? When he tweeted, "You deserve more, Arsenal fans," he delivered personally, and he's part of a rebuilt Arsenal side. I can't believe we've got this star boy, man. He's got everything going for him. I wish I was Bukayo Saka, 22 years of age, the poster boy of Arsenal, playing week in, week out. I bet his DMs go off, man. I would love to be Bukayo Saka. A baby face killer indeed. He's got 29 goal contributions so far this season. You know, you can see his trajectory year after year. He's the closest thing we have to a consistent goal scorer. He's got 7 goals in his last 5 Premier League games. They said he was having a slow year. He's become the first English player since Ian Wright to score 5 straight Premier League games. He has 7 Premier League goals this year, people, the most of any player in the league. 13 goals and 8 assists in 25 games so far. And again, he's always fit. 44 goals and 35 assists in 160 Premier League appearances. 11 goals and 32 appearances for England. I must admit, he's got more England goals than I thought. At a time, he had the most assists in the Champions League in his debut season. You know, at a point, he was tied for goals and assists in the Champions League. This man is a star boy. He tried to do the blonde hair thing. He said he'll go back, but once he went back to normal hair, he started doing lit stuff. And us Arsenal fans have to rejoice that we have a star boy of this quality. You know, he's even improving other assets of his game. You know, that whipped ball to the back post has become cash money at times this Premier League season. He's improved his right foot and scoring with his right foot. I think his body positioning has improved. His ability to draw fouls has got better. He's better at controlling central spaces. He's better at making decisive actions. They tried to ask, is our star boy official? His chain is real. This is real star boy business. This ain't like them Chelsea and Spurs and United and all them fake players there. 13 assists in 34 games in all comps, people. The man's amazing. And I have to bring this back. Rejoice, folks. DJ Khaled, we the best. Obviously, you saw against Newcastle. And what I mean by this is decisive actions. You know, there's a reason to the madness. Look, inside, outside. Slap that in the back of the net. You know what Bukayo Saka does. He makes quality players look average. The right peg is becoming lit. Look at the movement, people. He's doing teams in 2-3 touches. Look at the finish against West Ham. My star boy is wavy, people. I'm not comparing him to Ronaldo, but if there's a stat that compares you, you're on the right trajectory. And Bukayo Saka is, people. There's not much this guy can't do. You know, they say that he's not entertaining. They say he's basic. I say he's doing fairly all right for a left back. You know, it feels like whenever they move the goalposts against Bukayo Saka, time after time after time after time, he proves the doubters wrong. Again, you know, there isn't much the man can't do. He can drop deep and drive at people. He can play 1-2s. He can unleash it on his left foot. He can use his right peg. He can draw fouls. He appears undeterred by the numerous Premier League players / defenders that are determined to kick the bells out of him. His mentality is amazing. Obviously, there's been disappointing moments in his career. You look at the, you know, obviously the Euro final. You look at the end of last season where he missed a penalty for West Ham. He takes it all in his stride and he does it with a smile on his face, people. He's clearly very coachable as well, which is a key asset of Mikel Arteta's play. And I think I like his responsibility. He always wants to step up in big games or taking penalties, even if he's suffered a setback. The man might have a baby face and smile all the time, but underneath is a cerebral, cold-hearted killer of a right winger. And he's amazing. And can you imagine if Arsenal were to sell him? Or could you imagine if Arsenal tried to buy him? In this day and age where players cost, let's be honest, a lot of money, where would you be at? How much would he cost? I'm saying 100 plus minimum. What team doesn't this man start at? You know, he probably doesn't dislodge most Mohamed Salah, but I bet you Jurgen Klopp, or soonly departed Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp, I bet you Liverpool would bite your arm off for this player, you know. City, you play there. There isn't any teams he can't really get at. And if he's not a starter, he wouldn't be a key player. He's one of the best players in his position. He's one of the best right wingers. And again, the Emirates is his fortress. And I'm happy to have him, people. I really am. Of course, there's been times this season where I'm sure he would say he could have done more. But no player is, every player is human. It's going to happen, really and truly. You're going to have bigger or worse moments. And I think the fact that Bukayo Saka, anytime he doesn't have a good game, people say it's all over. He's ultimately dying by his high standards. And I would say for me with Bukayo Saka, one thing that I think isn't spoken about is the unglamorous goals. If you look at the Harry Kanes, the Mohamed Salahs, the Erling Haalands, the Luis Suarez, the Sergio Aguero, all of these players who are quote-unquote goal scorers, of course, they've all scored some fantastic goals and fantastic finishes and showed some great technical skills and whatnot, people. But it's the unglamorous goals from Bukayo Saka, which I am most happy about to a degree. Maybe that's an exaggeration. And I'm happy about that because it shows that you're in the right place. The majority of all of these guys' names I said, when they're scoring goals, the majority of them are not going to be glamorous. And I love how Saka is becoming more deceiving with his chops back into his left foot as well. The man's a star boy, man. There's nothing I can say that does Bukayo Saka justice. I'm happy to have him. I'm happy with his consistency levels. I'm happy that he's come through our academy. And he's going to go down, in my opinion, as one of the best players in Arsenal history. I know that's big praise. I know you've got Henry, Bergkamp, all of these players, but I genuinely believe it. I genuinely believe it, people. Not bad for a left back. Every time they compare him to someone, he shuts them up. So, in conclusion, folks, Bukayo Saka is a good player, en route to being a great player. You can't deny the man's world-class status. I know I said he weren't world-class, but Arsene Wenger said he's world-class. I'm a Wenger baby, so that's the cosign from the father. That's enough for me. The fact that he's 22 years of age is scary, and he's becoming a more complete player. Sure, he's got a wand of a left foot. He's bringing that sort of element that he has on his left foot with his right foot, which is making him more unpredictable. I'm impressed by his improved body positioning, his manipulation of space, his abilities to draw fouls are getting better. And I would say above all, the most glamorous thing about Bukayo Saka is the unglamorous goals. Sure, he scores screamers and wonderful team play, and he's that left footed, when he's on the right and he puts it on his left and he aims it towards the back stick, that's becoming cash money. But to be a proven goal scorer, you look at the Salahs, for example. Salah's a quality player, but the majority of his goals in a nice way is not glamorous. So Saka's anticipation skills, being in the right area, is getting better and better. The man's a big game player. The man's a consistent player. The man's an efficient and effective player, and he's only going to get better. He's one of the best players in the Premier League. He's one of the poster boys of the Premier League and also for this country. And long may it continue, really and truly. And we got him for free, and he's 22 years of age. Sure, there's going to be, moments where he isn't quite playing to this standard. People said Bukayo Saka's having a bad season, so he's already dying by the high standards the man set. They compare this guy to Anthony and Kulusevski and Jadon Sancho and Mudryk and this guy and that guy and the third. My question would be, big up them, but where are they? Because I know my star boy is doing his thing. But I've had enough of offering my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on Bukayo Saka and Bukayo Saka's development. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, happy March. Stay safe, stay blessed. Peace.